Hey guys, how's it going? It's your boy Mikazoid here. This is like my first properly fully edited video. You'll probably see some like weird things, but yeah, this is like a comparison between my 3900X and 2300X. My new processor is the 3900X. 2300X is my old 4 core. Of course, the 3900X is 12 core, so hope you enjoy. So here is the comparison on Cinebench R20. This is a benchmark of Cinema 4D. So this would be how a proper film studio renders a frame. So this would be, for example, how Toy Story was rendered. Of course, they were using up much older processors back then, so this is significantly faster than that. But rendering the CPU is much more precise and efficient compared to a GPU. A GPU uses a brute force method, meaning it's less efficient. So image quality will look worse on the GPU, and the file size will be much larger. Of course, I'm talking about encoding. Decoding is more about quality than anything else. And the CPU is generally much faster, even though the GPU has much more cores. As you can see, the 3900X had 24 buckets, while the 4-core old 2300X only has 4 buckets. You also notice that the score's a bit lower than my actual best score. That's because I was doing like loads and loads of other stuff in the background. But you can see like my highest score was like 7,000 and whatever. Which I'm pretty happy with. But yeah, I'm really happy with how the 3900X come out. The 3900X also has a boost clock up to 4.6 GHz. The 2300X can only go to 3.9 GHz. Unfortunately, on all core on Cinebench, something like Cinebench, we're only going to be seeing like 4.2 GHz. Unfortunately, there's cooling limitations, so we're like hitting 90 degrees Celsius on Cinebench. So I need to get a water cooler. Hopefully for Christmas, that's what I'll be getting. But yeah, it's like watching the paint dry with the 2300X. So the 2300X is on the Zen Plus architecture, while the 3900X is on Zen 2. 3900X has 12 cores, 24 threads. 2300X has 4 cores, 4 threads. So you got on the 3900X, you have 12 physical cores and 24 buckets, basically. 24 buckets is what I'll call them. They're basically fake threads, so you won't have floating point units and stuff like that on a thread. I'm not going to get into too much detail about hyperthreading. I want to do a video specifically explaining all of the features of the 3900X and explain SMT, hyperthreading, or multi-threading, depending on which company talks about it. In AMD's case, we'll just call it SMT. Hyperthreading is more of an Intel version, although AMD's version is much more efficient. The Zen 2 architecture, which is the 3900X, should have a much more efficient IPC, so we should be getting anywhere between 15 to 25% better instructions per clock. That's what IPC stands for. So we'll see the single core in a moment. Single core is only going up to like 4.35 to 4.4. Again, heating limitations and all that. There's also software problems at the moment with the 3900X, so there's still like performance to be had. You'll notice that around the sofa and stuff where there's more detail, then the blocks that have to be rendered take a lot longer because there's a lot more finite detail. Well, the wall, for example, is really easy to render. So here is the single core now. So I've sped it up by 5 times because, well, it would take a long time otherwise. Yeah, here we are. There isn't much that's happening. I don't want to talk too much because I don't want to like overload everyone with information. But off it goes. Yeah, you also see on the left, hopefully, that I also did do a benchmark with a 3-core and a 2-core 4-thread 3900X. I like disabled a bunch of cores just to see like what could beat a 2300X. I'm sure with faster RAM, I would be able to beat the 2300X with 2 cores, 4 threads, but it looks like 3 cores beat the 4 core, 4 thread. So, yeah. So you're pretty much looking at like a 25% increase in single core performance, basically. Anyway, I'll leave you guys till the end of this, and then we'll talk more. So I completely forgot, but there is also, I need to also talk about the efficiency difference. So with these 12 core 24 threads, I'm doing 105 watts in heat production. I mean, we're talking about 140, 145 watts in terms of like actual energy output. Compared to the 2300X, which is 65 watts heat output, about the same for actual energy usage. And we're talking like more than double the cores, and we're talking less than double the power, or just a little over double. So the amount of energy used is insane. And also consider that next year we'll see Zen 2 in laptops, and think of the energy efficiency there. The author did a video limiting the processor to 15 watts, so we got what, 2.08 gigahertz, something like that, which is pretty impressive, and that's with 12 cores. Imagine with like an 8 core processor or something like that, which is about as much as you need for a laptop, and that's if you're doing like really heavy stuff on a laptop. As I said, it was like watching paint dry. So here's the final score. So on the left, you'll see my single core 493. You'll see that 495 is like my highest score. I also got 7064 on the multi-core. You'll see the 2300X further down got 375 single core and 1347 multi-core. So yeah, as you can see, there's an exponential increase in multi-core since there's a lot more cores. We're talking more than double the cores. And on single core, because it's on Zen 2, not Zen Plus, it's on a much better architecture. Here's like a more zoomed in version. Yeah, you can see that I've basically marked with red like what the processors are, so you can see more easy. You can see the 3 core, 2 core, 4 thread, 2300X and the 3900X at its max potential there. So next, we need to talk about like system tests in general, because I properly configured my system now. So we'll be looking at the GPU, the memory, and the CPU. So yeah. Okay, I don't want to get too much into specs, but I want you to just look at the differences in L1 to L2 to L3. Also the voltages, because we're on 7 nanometers. And yeah, just look. But I won't get too much into detail into CPU specs and all that in this video. Next, you'll be able to see memory. So you can see significantly better memory. Remember, on the left is 3900X, 2300X on the right. Yeah, insane memory increases. Latency's increased, unfortunately, but we'll talk about CPU stuff in a later video, because there's all architectures and all that. Here we can see GPU and CPU performance. Again, I'm going to talk more about this stuff in later videos, or the next video even, just to make things a little easier to understand. But as you can see, significantly better megabytes per second, single precision, doubles precision, everything's better. Anyway, guys, so that's all I have for today. This video took way too long to edit, but I've got the hang of things now. Yeah, I'll see you in another video, basically. Next video, I want to talk more about the specific architectures more in detail. There'll be like less editing involved, because there's like less screenshots. Hopefully there'll be less editing involved. If not, then I'm faster anyway, because now I know what I'm doing. But yeah. Mainly we're going to be talking about Zen 2. We'll also talk about Genoa and Milan and Zen Plus and all that. I'll also talk about Intel's architectures and compare Zen to Intel's Coffee Lake, KB Lake, all that. KB Lake, Coffee Lake, same thing at IMO. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.